What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to My Social Life. This is the podcast where we teach you how to grow on social media by talking to people that have actually done it. Today, I'm joined by Blaise Ffrench. Blaise is a former Division I athlete, the marketing and sales manager for Body Armor, which is an unreal sports drink, guys. I'm drinking it right now, and I'm telling you, it's so good. He's also an actor and model and NBA agent, man. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, man. I've definitely been watching you guys, and it's definitely an honor to be here for sure. We're in my home city, Jersey City, where I went to college, so this is very nostalgic for me, for sure.
Yeah, that's perfect, though, because I actually want to start with college.
Sure.
So, as I just quickly referenced in the intro, you played Division I basketball.
I did. Yep, I actually went to UTEP, which is University of Texas at El Paso. My first year in El Paso, Texas was terrible, so I hated it. So I transferred to St. Peter's, which is right up the block from where we are now. And I ended up getting my master's degree and getting into entrepreneurship and business and everything. So it's been great. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I love basketball. I played in high school. Obviously, didn't take it anywhere. But I was doing, when I was looking into like researching you a little bit, I noticed you guys won your conference in your sophomore season, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've always been a winner. Honestly, like in high school, I won a city and state championship, and that's where I got like my major looks from. And then when I went to college, we won the division, and we ended up going to March Madness, and that experience was crazy. Police escorts, and I got a nice ring, so that was a experience I'll never forget for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a little bit more about March Madness? Like, it's something I look forward to every year. Like, what was it like to actually play in the tournament?
Man, like when we won the conference tournament. Coming back here to Jersey City, all the fans and the students were here. So, like, we partied crazy when we got back. Honestly, we were, like, drinking and to be completely honest, we were smoking as well. And, like, we were like, damn, I hope we don't get drug tests when we go to March Madness. But we ended up not getting drug tests. And just the experience was crazy. We played in Chicago at the United Center. So the famous Jordan statue was out there. We played against Purdue and we got killed, but the experience was amazing, nonetheless.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so crazy. And then so like after like college, was basketball something like you were trying to pursue actively? Like were you looking to go overseas or something like that?
Nope. When I was in college, actually it kind of started in high school because I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in high school, I was playing the best basketball of my life. I felt like I could have gone to the NBA. Like that was on my mind heavy. So when I was a senior, there was an alumni who created vitamin water, and he just sold it to Coca-Cola for $4 billion. So then they took my team over to his office, which is right up the block, to meet this guy. All my teammates that were sleeping, they didn't really care about drinks and everything like that. And I'm super interested. I'm like, this guy just sold a company for $4 billion. I'll never make that kind of money playing basketball. So we're talking to him. I'm asking him tons of questions, like how do you do this, the labeling, ingredients and stuff. So he kind of took a liking into me, and I asked him for his number, email. I emailed him every day. I tried to work for Vitamin Water out of high school. I wanted to quit basketball. He was like, no, you got to play basketball, go to school. You got a free education. So when I got out of college, he was just starting a sports drink called Body Armor. So I'm thinking, I missed the vitamin water wave. There's no way that I'm going to miss this Body Armor wave. So playing basketball was definitely not in my, like I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I got my free education, so that's all I needed actually.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Bro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so can you take me back to the early days of Body Armor? And like what were you doing when the company was just getting off the ground?
Yeah, so, I was one of the first employees there. So it was super startup. Everything was like hand over fist, and like I was doing demos. I was standing outside of stores in Brooklyn handing people samples. Like it was so startup from where it is now. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like I'm thinking like, it's going to be grand-o and the beverage industry is this, crazy thing, but it's really like behind the scenes, and you're behind a cooler and you're like packing out, and it's just like a lot of labor and stuff. So it was definitely a grind for sure, but I love entrepreneurship and startup companies, so it was definitely, a great experience for me for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of fast forward because this was about 5 years ago or so when you started.
I started in 2013, so this is a good 6 years ago now. Yeah.
So we fast forward today, and things are really taking off with it.
Absolutely. So we just got an investment from Coke back in August. So they purchased 15% of the company. And before that, Snapple came along and they invested in the company, and we got Kobe Bryant to get on board, James Harden, Kristaps Porzingis, and all our athletes are investors, so we give them stock in the company. And Mike Rapoli, the guy who I went to high school, good friend of mine, he gives all his employees stock in the company as well. So, he's a really good guy. He really makes you feel like you're a part of it. So like, days I'm tired and I don't want to work, I own a part of the company, so I better get my ass up if I want this to be successful and have a really good payout at the end of it. So it's super good, super amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like a big thing that people are really focused on right now is company culture. So you kind of alluded to it. Can you talk a little more about like what the company culture is like?
Absolutely. So I'll even take you back to high school when I went over to the office, the vitamin water days. That's what I fell in love with, was the culture. It didn't seem like it was like a business setting. I seen people in t-shirts and like slippers, and everyone's like so cool and just chilling. So that's what I fell in love with. I'm like, this is a $4 billion company, and everybody's just chilling and having a good time. So that's the culture. And here, Body Armor is a sports drink, so it's even more of a sports culture. Hanging out with James Harden, I hang out with him in Vegas. Porzingis lives in Manhattan. I drop off cases to him all the time. And I'm an athlete myself, so it's like, this is almost better than playing basketball for me. Like, this is like a dream come true. Like, it's kind of crazy, Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what's your role now with the company?
Gotcha. So, since I've been there for 6 years now, I do whatever needs to, be done. And that's how it is, like, with a startup company. There's kind of no set thing to do, and that's what I like about it. It's not like working for Apple. It's like a machine. They put you in place, and this is what you do. Hit this button at this time every day. Body Armor, there's no rules or anything like that. Like, just find out what works. It's very entrepreneurial, and if you find something that works, you tell it to everybody in the company and they implement it and everything. So it's so so involved, and so I just do whatever needs to be done. Social media, I'm really good with social media, so I use that to create the awareness of Body Armor. Everywhere I go, I'm talking to people, so I do whatever it takes to blow this thing up, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then so I think it was on your LinkedIn that, if I just want to get this right, that you manage the team and the brand ambassadors.
Yeah.
So is the brand ambassadors the athletes, or is that someone different?
Nope. So, the brand ambassadors would be considered some of the athletes. And we also have interns and, just like models and, just whoever else is influential. So I work with them. I just worked with a MMA fighter. We sponsor the MMA. So, I'm working with everybody. I'm doing, everything I can, for sure. This is a great learning experience for me. So when I start my company, I kind of know exactly what to do and what not to do. So this is like school for me almost still.
Yeah, that's cool. One thing you talk about was like just influential people. Yeah. So when you're reaching out, like looking for these people that aren't necessarily athletes, what are you looking for when it comes to that?
Looking for, first, you're definitely looking for the followers. You want them to have a really good following. And then you definitely want to look at the quality of work that they have, so, and it has to make sense. So I wouldn't want like just somebody who's, has a huge following. It has to make sense for the brand and everything. So, definitely look to just tie it into sports and, where it could circle back and, drive people to purchase the product, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really curious to know, like, when you're trying to like get professional athletes on board, what's that look like? Because like where I work now, I'm kind of on the other side where I'm like on the athlete side. So what's it look like from your side when you're trying to bring them in? Gotcha.
So it's pretty easy with Body Armor because of the track record of Mike Rapoli. So if you tell people like, yeah, he's owned vitamin water and it's sold for $4 billion and everyone in the company got stock. So now when you go to James Harden, you go to Porzingis and you're like, yeah, we want you to represent Body Armor, which is actually an amazing product and is better than Gatorade, and you're getting stock in the company. It's pretty easy, it's definitely pretty easy working with these guys. To get the athletes, it's like a no-brainer for sure for them.
Yeah. Are you ever around when you're doing media with the guys, like shooting commercials or anything?
Yeah, I shot commercials with Skylar Diggins, Porzingis, Mike Trout. Mike Trout's an amazing guy. Who else was there? So Mike Trout, Skyler, James Harden was there. So yeah, so I'm around all the guys. You know, I definitely, you know, would love to be around these guys, and you know, I could relate to them really well. So I'm around all of them for sure.
Yeah. What are these guys like behind the scenes? You know?
Yeah. So like Mike Trout, I would say he's like an amazing guy. Like if you don't know him, like who he is, you would be like, this guy is an amazing guy. You know, you wouldn't think that he's like the best player in baseball. James Harden has a lot of swag. He's definitely very cool, and he hangs out with like Kevin Hart and those guys. So he's like a superstar on a whole nother level. Skylar Diggins, she's amazing. She's about to be a mom, but she's super cool as well and down to earth. You know, for the most part, like all the people we partner with are like really good people, you know, which is super important to us for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's awesome. Is that kind of like something you want your athletes almost like represent the company culture as well, not just the sports drink?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you don't want them doing anything crazy out there, and, you know, we have to terminate their contract because of, you know, crazy things that athletes do. So, you know, how they handle themselves off the court is definitely very important, you know, for Body Armor for sure.
And you touched on earlier how you're the official sports drink of, I think it's UFC, right?
UFC, yeah.
And the NCAA.
And well, March Madness, the specific March Madness.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because of the Coke deal, and Coke, you know, they had Powerade, and Powerade was the official sports drink of the March Madness. So you know, we're a better product than Powerade. So, you know, it's kind of like a no-brainer for us to, you know, get that partnership with March Madness. But it's still expensive nonetheless. All of this stuff is like super expensive. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And so you've kind of dropped once that you're better than Gatorade and once you're better than Powerade. Can you let everyone know like why, what separates Body Armor from the rest?
So we are a natural sports drink, and we're like a 2019 sports drink. Gatorade has been around for like 50 years. You know, to have a product that's like having a computer that's been around for 50 years, is going to be something that's a lot better and faster and, you know, able to do, you know, more work. So Body Armor is the 2019 version of a sports drink. You know, athletes are evolving. We're seeing like Zion Williams and things like that. So it's like these guys need, you know, better for you sports drinks. And we have coconut water, potassium, vitamins. We have double electrolytes of Gatorade. No artificial colors, sugars, or dyes in there. We have a low-calorie version, which is amazing. We have alkaline water. So we're just, you know, like when it comes to product, we're very superior to other sports drinks out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just like as an aside, I don't even know how Zion Williamson is possible.
Holy shit. He was made in a lab for sure.
Dude, like a 6'8" linebacker that can dunk from the free throw line.
It's crazy. And I can't wait till they like let guys just go straight from high school again. Those days were like great days. That's when I grew up. You know, I used to see guys go straight from high school right to the NBA. Maybe I probably would have made the NBA if I was able to go straight there, but I can't wait till they, you know, bring that rule back and everything. And I am an NBA agent, so you know, that industry is so cutthroat as well. I think that will definitely like alleviate some of the like top players and everything. So, you know, some of the lower agents could get, you know, players and stuff.
And so is your agency Ffrench Sports? Because I know you recently launched that.
Yep. So my agency is Ffrench Sports. I also work with Rock Nation as well. So my uncle, I have an uncle who's in the music industry named Irv Gotti, and he has a really good relationship with Jay-Z. So we have like a deal. We go in with Rock Nation, you know, if we find a player and everything. So we co-op a deal and everything. But, you know, the sports industry is like freaking crazy, like you wouldn't believe. But partner up with guys like Rock Nation is very helpful for sure. But I do have my own agency, Ffrench Sports, for sure.
Yeah, are you allowed to say some of the guys you represent, or is there like rules around that?
Some guys I can't say, but there's a guy by the name of Kyle Quinn who actually went to high school with me. So I like manage him now. I don't represent him as his agent yet. He's someone I'm definitely working on for sure. So he just signed a 1-year deal with the Pacers. He played really well when he was here with the Knicks, so we're trying to get him back to the Knicks for sure. But you know, we're working hard on that for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So are you a Knicks fan then?
Unfortunately, I am a Knicks fan. It's killing me to the bone. But the great thing about it is I get courtside seats because they suck so bad.
There you go.
So I'm thinking if they get really good, those seats might start to go back, or the price is gonna go sky high. So I'm kind of okay with it right now, you know.
Yeah. How do you feel about that Kristaps trade?
He's a body armor athlete. I'm a Knicks fan. At first, you know, the whole New York City was like in shock. Everybody was like depressed. But like when you think about it in the long run, it could be, you know, better for us if we land you know, Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant during free agency. So, you know, it all depends on what we do with this. So we're going to see. But the Knicks always disappoint, so I'm not going to be surprised, you know?
Yeah. What, like, it was just the crazy thing with that was how fast it happened. It was like 30 minutes, like, he's not too happy, and then he's gone.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is behind the scenes that they've been working on a deal for about 2 weeks now. But it seemed like it just happened in 30 minutes, but they've been working on it for a minute. And then once he, you know, showed that he was unhappy, that's when they just pushed it through and just, you know. But him and Luka Doncic should be really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's good.
He's nuts. It's crazy.
That guy's good.
Yeah. So I know you also, like, you referenced you're going to start your own company. Was that in reference to French sports, or do you have some other things you're working on?
Well, yeah, I have a ton of things I'm working on. You know, I have my hands in like a lot of different pots. So sports agency, acting, modeling. I definitely would like to get in the beverage industry. There's actually a company that I like called Koya, and they're a plant-based protein company, and they're new. They're out in LA. That's a company that I'm really looking at, you know, that I like. But, you know, I definitely would like to live a mogul kind of lifestyle and have my hands in, you know, a little bit of everything, and, you know, take what I've learned from body armor and just, you know, bring it to other brands and help them grow to billion-dollar companies as well. So it's definitely something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
You know.
So how do you balance it all? You know, like, you're doing so many different things.
Man, I'm still learning that now. You know, it's kind of crazy. Like, I've had to discipline myself, and I've had to slow down with like partying and women, so to speak, for sure. Because like, I went to all boys high school, so, you know, I wasn't experienced with women. So when I went to college, I kind of went crazy. And then after college, I continued going crazy. So I've had to cut back on that. And the modeling has definitely helped me out with that. Like, I was saying to myself one day, I'm like, you know, you are liked by all these women and everything. You should make some money off of it. You should get into modeling and acting and get paid for this instead of partying and trying to have a good time like that. So I've focused more and got into the business of modeling and acting, which has been working out pretty well for me. You know.
Yeah. Do you have any roles that you can, like, let us know about?
Yeah, so I've been working on this show called The Code, which is an Army show. So I play a Marine. I always have to shave my facial hair. There's a show called The Good Fight. It's a lawyer show. It's on CBS as well. I play a new lawyer on that one. Madam Secretary, that's on CBS as well. I just do like background stuff on that one. I've actually done a Super Bowl commercial that just aired.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's been working pretty well. Like, it's a little surprising how fast it's been picking up. You know, I thought it would be a little slower, but, you know, I guess I have like the face and the, you know, personality for it. So it's been working out well. And social media helps a ton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in 2019, social media is like your resume, and it's like, you know, people consider it to be such a gold standard these days. So that's been helping me a ton. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to go back to that Super Bowl ad real quick.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like when you saw it air during the Super Bowl?
I actually missed it.
No way.
Yep, I had my grandma. Everybody was like looking for it. Super Bowl was so goddamn boring.
Yeah.
I was flipping channels and everything like that, and I missed it. But the director sent it to me, so I got a chance to see it afterwards and send it to my grandma and everybody, and they were so excited. But freaking Super Bowl, god damn it, low scoring. Tom Brady's the GOAT, though. I love him, but it was cool.
Oh, that's insane. Like, is it like? Do you ever think about, like, you've been seen by like millions and millions of people now? Yeah,
it's surreal, man. It's definitely like humbling, and but I'm so hungry right now. You know, like I want so much more. You know, I know, you know, the capabilities I have, and I have so much faith in myself. So, you know, it's like a tease for me. Like I want so much more. So I'm super hungry. And that's how I'm able to balance all of it. I'm just super hungry, and I have a really good team behind me. So that's helps me a ton for sure.
That's awesome. So you have a team behind you, is that in terms of like for acting and modeling?
Yep. And I kind of like put it all in a pot, but I don't, because you have to separate things. You can't have your barber being your nutritionist and your gym partner, so you got to separate it. But like, the foundation, like my boy, he's a cop and he goes super hard. So his like drive, I take that and I put it in me. Like I steal a little bit from everybody and just create, something good. So I have another guy who does like research and development. His name's Lawrence Jolicoeur. He's a good researcher. He actually helped me get through college. So he researches everything. He's on Instagram all day long, sending me shit all day through a DM. Check this person, check this out. So we have like a schedule and a set thing that we have going, and it's pretty good and it's growing. We definitely should have an office like really soon, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned social media, and I kind of want to get into that.
Absolutely.
You're sitting at over 110,000 followers now.
We are, absolutely.
Pretty awesome. And I like went back, I looked at like all the photos and stuff.
Yeah.
You used to use it kind of like everyone else uses it. When did you make the mindset switch to be like, I want to grow this now?
Well, I probably would say like working with Body Armor has been such a blessing all around, and social media is definitely something that has, I've connected to the Body Armor and, seen how much of a business social media is. So maybe I would say probably like last 2 years, but more specifically last year, I've really like ramped up my social media and my quality of pictures and just networking and connecting and, hashtags and algorithms and shit like that. Like that social media shit is so crazy. It's, people are making billions of dollars off of it, and like it's crazy. Definitely thank you, Instagram and Facebook. You guys are helping me out tremendously.
Yeah. It's like, what are some of those strategies that you started to implement over like the last year and a bit trying to grow it?
Gotcha. So my quality of pictures, definitely, taking professional pictures are one thing, because you don't want to give people crap quality. You want to give them good stuff. And it's crazy how you could give someone like really good stuff and it still doesn't get like the likes and the following that you think. And I learned that with Body Armor. We would give people a great product. It would sit on the shelves for days. Nobody would touch it because, people would change and everything like that, and things are new, the awareness. So you almost have to ram things down people's throats. So that's what we did with Body Armor. We're like passing this out, like telling people like, drink this. So I kind of implemented this same strategy with my social media, and, like I'm hitting people with pictures often. I'm, DMing people like, check this out. Like I'm my own agent, and I'm, sending out like maybe like 50 to 100 DMs, sending out my resume, using hashtags that connects with modeling or acting or sports drink. So just trying to connect all the dots. So, just ramming things down people's throats is like the only way that you're gonna, make it these days,
Yeah. 50 to 100 DMs a day, though. That's crazy.
Oh, we're on it. We are on it. My guy, he's probably sending me like, thousands of shit, like, flights, this, that. Like it's crazy how much shit is going on there.
It's like with flights and stuff, is that like with acting, having to travel back and forth to different places?
Having to travel back and forth, modeling gigs, because most modeling and acting gigs are in LA or Miami, so constant traveling out there. I actually just did something with True Religion out in LA. So I connected with them from social media. So I found the CEO. Her name is Chelsea Grayson. She's a new CEO of True Religion. I found her page. I sent her a really nice DM. And she responded back to me quick. She's like, yeah, I love your look. I actually was gonna have my people hit you up. So they flew me out to LA. I did like a all-day photo shoot, which was a crazy experience for me, and that went super well. So they're gonna use the pictures for like mall fronts, media. So social media is a hell of a tool. When you use it right, endless capabilities. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Are you allowed to use the photos that you get when you do modeling shoots, or are they kind of like with the company and you don't get to use them?
So sometimes, a lot of times companies are like that, and it's such a fucked up game. Like with photography, like photographers sometimes get a little stingy with their pics. I've actually just had to change photographers now, because some photographers don't want, because I work with Fashion Nova as well, and Fashion Nova has been using my pictures, so the photographer kind of got mad about it, we should sue them and this and that. And I'm just starting my modeling career, so suing Fashion Nova would not be the best thing for me right now. So I'm like, please just, just like hold off. So I had to just change photographers and everything. I was stressed out like a motherfucker. But, change is something that's tough, but it's necessary. So it'll work out. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I hear you. Is there like an aesthetic you try to get with your photos, or you just take whatever you can get?
Yeah, there are angles, because, with modeling and everything, the angles are super key. So, just having that chemistry with a photographer is key. They know how to get you in your great light and everything like that. So just working with somebody that, sees it in you and likes you is key. If somebody doesn't really like you, they're gonna do a crap job. But if somebody really likes you and interested, then they'll do an amazing job for you. So just try to find the right person and connect with them that way.
One thing I'm always curious to ask people is what day or time of day they like to post. Like Wednesday, 4 p.m. is my prime time.
Yeah, so it's key, absolutely. So 12 p.m. noon is my time right there. And everyone knows it. My friends and my team, they're always like, 12, we got to be on it at 12, have something ready to drop at 12. So 12, and with videos, I like to do videos more so in the afternoon. So between 4 and 6 p.m., I like to do videos. But 12, I gotta have a picture for 12 o'clock for sure.
Yeah. And are you doing one every day, or?
I need to be doing them every day. I actually just seen something Gary Vee posted, and he showed the Amazon stock. How about 7 years ago he told people that they need to invest in Amazon, and the stock today from 7 years ago has fucking quadrupled. And he said the same thing is with social media posts. You need to hit people with content. You just overwhelm with content. Don't worry about the likes and everything like that. So just keep hitting them with content. So that's something I just want to just ram home and just keep a lot of content coming and everything like that.
Yeah, and the one thing I was curious about was that you're verified.
Yes.
How'd you get that done?
Yeah, that was crazy. Definitely thank you Instagram again for that. And it's crazy because I've been seeing people have been asking me how did you get verified? And there's been people that I thought were qualified to be verified, and I've seen Instagram tell them no, so it's kind of humbling and great at the same time. So I applied for it through the settings. When Instagram allows you to apply for it through settings, I actually applied twice. I think I applied once and I never got an answer back, so I was so anxious I applied again. And I believe that I made a case for myself saying that I have published articles online from playing in high school and college. I have these great articles on daily news like French toast the other team or French fries the other team, what I mean, with my name and everything. So I said, I could be impersonated and everything like that. So, one day I'm coming out the gym and I fucking see I'm verified. That was crazy. Life has been getting a lot better after being verified on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, businesses take you super legit. People take you super legit. You could get any woman you want in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been fun for sure.
It's just crazy the power that blue check mark has.
Man, I mean, I was after it, but I actually kind of I've always wanted to be verified, but I was waiting for till I got on TV, till I got on a big TV show and everything like that. I was once I get on a big TV show, I'll be verified and everything like that. But it came sooner than I thought, and I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man.
Yeah,
it's but with being verified and everything, and everyone takes you more seriously, not for lack of a better word. When was the first time someone famous recognized you that you were oh shit?
Let's see, somebody famous. So all the brands, okay, I mean, I would probably say Banana Republic. I would say, Banana Republic, the Gap, Fashion Nova, brands like that, they reach out and they want to work with you. So when, people were yeah, we would love to work with you. We would love to pay you for posts and everything like that. So that's when it really became so real for me, when brands would hit me up and say, we'll pay you to post our stuff and to wear this. So I'm holy shit, I could get paid for this just to post and stuff. So that's when it really like hit me a little bit, you know, that this is serious, it's check.
Yeah, no, that's perfect though, because that's exactly what I wanted to kind of move towards was like sponsored posts.
Absolutely.
Do brands reach out to you more than you reach out to them, or is it almost like a 50-50 deal?
Yeah, well, I'm sending 50 to 100 DMs a day, so so I don't think they've caught up to me yet, but they're sending like, you know, 20. I'm receiving maybe like 20 to 40 legit DMs, you know, from like respectable brands a day, but like small brands, they're like hitting me up, you know, constantly, but I can't really work with just anybody, you know, so you got to be selective with who you work with. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. It's crazy.
So what's like your criteria then when a brand reaches out to you, like to whether you accept it or you kind of turn it down?
The money would be a big factor for me. If the brand is not so respectable, the money would have to be pretty good amount. If the brand is huge and it could help me more than I could help them, then I would kind of take a break on the payment. So, you know, like with Banana Republic and everything like that, they don't have to pay me huge dollars. So they just pay me a little bit and they give me like all the free clothes and stuff. And I love their clothes anyway, so it kind of just works out well there for now. You know, as we grow and continue, the price definitely goes up, you know, so we're definitely continue working for sure.
Yeah. And then it's like, what's kind of the balance between, because like you're saying, you're getting all these companies reaching out to you. Yeah. What's the balance between like making a post that's sponsored versus not? Because if you're just hitting people every day with a sponsored post, they're going to be like, okay.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy how, you know, people could get a little bit, like you could oversaturate it and it kind of get watered down a little bit when you're just hitting people with, you know, the same stuff. So and I try to hit them with different things, and I have so much different things going on. So I wouldn't want to hit people with continuous model stuff or continuous acting stuff or continuous sports drink stuff. I try to mix it up, keep them interested. I have all these different things going on, so just mix it up and have a good balance of everything. So people are like, what is he up to now? Now it's this, now it's that. So keeping people engaged is super key, you know. So you gotta mix it up and have a good balance for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And then so when you accept a brand deal with a company, like do you hit up like your photographer and you go and do the shoot right away, or like how long does it usually take before you make that post?
Yep. So we wait for the product to come in. My house is turned into like a UPS or a FedEx. It's crazy how much like stuff is coming to this apartment of mine. So I hit up the photographer. Well, usually, you know, I usually take pictures every Sunday. So we usually have things every Sunday. So I usually let everything come in, you know, then on Sunday I bring everything to our location and then we just shoot everything and just release it. So just continuous schedule. Scheduling is so key, man. Having a schedule, being organized, you know, captions. Holy shit, bro. Before I even came up here, I was in the car. I have a video that I need to post that I was supposed to post. I couldn't come up with a fucking caption. And I'm texting everybody, my team, like, yo, I need a caption. Those shits are like fucking stressful, man. Having a caption, god damn it.
Do you usually go like longer written captions, or is it just like trying to come up with that quick one-liner that's hard? Like,
you know, when you overthink it, then you end up like Googling motivational quotes and shit like that. Will Smith quotes and shit. When you should just go with whatever comes off your head, and that's usually the best thing. Whatever you're thinking, however you're feeling, that's usually the best thing to go with. But just looking at other people's posts and just seeing these fucking wordy and witty, you know, quotes and shit like that, like gets you so confused. So, you know, I definitely, you know, delegate with my team, and, you know, we always come up with something motivational. We always try to keep it motivational. And I'm such a super humble guy. I never want to seem like I'm bragging or anything like that. So I definitely love to just stay motivational, stay humble for sure. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. When did things like, was there a post you ever made that really popped and you were like, oh shit, like...
So I would say, yeah, actually, absolutely. So probably my first photo shoot I did with, in Brooklyn, there was, actually, because it was a barber too, like things have been changing. Like, so my friend Kyle Quinn, he has a really good barber that he goes to, and now everybody in like New York City goes to him now. Tim Hardaway Jr., all the Knicks players go to him now. So kind of when I switched over to this barber and I started getting these haircuts, and like my beard started to come in, and then I went to this photographer and they caught this angle. Like everybody started commenting like, okay, I see you, like maybe modeling, you might be able to do something. So like that post right there really like opened my eyes up that I might have something here.
Yeah. like you just said how everything's changing so fast. Like, how do you stay on top of everything that's changing? Like, social media is changing like every day.
Definitely. I mean, I'm really good at adapting. You know, like there's so many basketball players who stop playing basketball and they don't know what to do. You know, I'm always thinking ahead of what I want to do next, and sometimes that hinders me because sometimes I'm not finished with what I'm doing here and I'm thinking about the next thing and the next thing. So I'm really good at adapting because I'm a crazy kind of guy, and like if I just have one thing, I'll go crazy. I'll have like a terrible mind, and I'll probably get into trouble. So it's best for me to be into like so many different things and just I'd rather just catch up on it. Like I'll tell you if I can't do it, I'll say yeah I could do it and I'll figure it out that way. So I'd rather scramble than to be home bored, getting into trouble. So I'd rather stay busy, figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done. So I'm accepting everything and just figuring out as I go, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that that's a trait that I've seen across like a lot of successful people. They can't be doing just one thing. It's got to be a bunch of stuff.
It's true.
But like, do you have an example of a time where you didn't know what, like when someone asked you to do something you didn't know how and you took it on and then you had to like figure it out on the fly?
Yeah, every day I'm taking fucking things on. Like there's auditions and stuff like that. So I'm doing sports drinks all day. There's auditions that I go to and I accept it because you have to say, will you make it, yes or no? So you have to study the lines. So I'm driving my car, doing sports drink shit on the phone, reading lines. So I go into like auditions and shit, not knowing the lines and just winging it, you know. So I wing things a lot, and I'm best like under pressure. I do my best work under pressure. If I have too much time, it's not good because I overthink it. So when I'm under pressure, my back's against the wall, that's when I like perform best, for sure. That's a trait that I've had all my life. Like in basketball, I've hit so many game-winning shots, you know, because like when the pressure's on, you don't have to think. You just got to instinctively move, and my instincts are super sharp. So when I'm like scrambling, have this and that, all of this, it works best. If I'm sitting there, one thing to do behind a desk, I'm no good.
Yeah. Do you think there's ever going to be a point where you got to start like turning things away because there's going to be too much coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had to turn things away, start turning some things down, you know, because you don't want to, you know, just, you know, take on too much, and the quality is also the thing. So I would never turn down good quality things. So if it's great quality, I'm taking on everything. But if I look at the quality and it's not so good, then I definitely would, you know, turn it down. Unfortunately, it hurts my heart to have to say that.
Yeah. And like since we've gotten to New York, I've just like, I knew coming in it was going to be crazy, but everyone's go.
Hell yeah.
What's your opinion? Like, where do you land on with work-life balance?
Work-life balance. What does that mean?
So it's just like between like people are spending, if they spend like 12 hours at work and then they just get up, go to work, go back, go to sleep, they have terrible work-life balance because it's just work. There's like no life and living in there.
Got it.
Where do you land on that?
Yeah, so like work is life for me. So that's why I kind of didn't understand your question, because I could never do work. Like I could never do something that I didn't want to do. So it has to be like a part of my lifestyle. So like sports drinks, I love drinks, beverages. You know, juice was my first word, so, you know, sports, so it goes hand in hand. I could never kind of work for a coffee company or energy company because I don't like that kind of stuff. So, you know, if this fails, I'll always have like a lifetime supply of sports drinks, which is cool with me, you know. So I always try to do things that, you know, is my lifestyle. So it's like 24/7 kind of thing. So I'm, you know, in my sleep, I'm thinking about new shit. When I first wake up, I'm right to it, you know. So, you know, the modeling stuff, I would never go off the cliff and do anything crazy. So I stay right in my niche, you know. I kind of know who I am and everything. So I just stick to, you know, what I'm comfortable with a little bit, but I'm really good at being uncomfortable. So you don't want to be comfortable because that's terrible, but you don't want to like compromise yourself and you know, and do things that, you know, your family didn't raise you to be doing. So I stay, you know, in my family values for sure.
Yeah. And I found your YouTube page as well. There's just one video on there. It's the thing you did with Slam, right?
Yeah. So I just kind of started that on the fly, and I actually have somebody that is ready to work on it. I just haven't got around to it. After I leave here, it's the first thing I'm going to do. But the thing I did with Slam, working with Slam, that was like, you know, a dream come true growing up, watching them. Have a really good friend there. So they wanted like a host. So I went to Dykeman and I hosted a game. You know, the culture in Dykeman. You guys definitely have to come back to in the summertime. Like New York City in the summertime, there's nothing like it. You know, kids are hanging on the fence. You know, there's like icy trucks. They're selling like fucking food all over the place. Like the culture is so like, you know, like home, and you just feel it. Like up there in Dykeman is all the Dominicans. So you feel like you're in DR up there. And then you could go to some parts in Brooklyn and it feels like you're in Jamaica because all Jamaicans. You know, so like the culture is so rich and you just pick up a little bit from everybody. So it's amazing. So working with Slam, that was a dream come true. And I continue to work with those guys. They're really good brand to partner with, for sure.
And you said like YouTube's something you got coming up.
Yep.
What kind of content do you think you'll be putting out? Like, is it just be about you?
No, I love, you know, featuring other people and everything like that. Like, I'm not a self-centered kind of person. Like, I love like to grow brands. That's my key, because I can only go so far. Body Armor could go further than I can, and like having a podcast that could go, you know, further than I can. So I'm with backing like something that could go further, you know. So I would like to put, you know, a bunch of different things, and, you know, I have an agency, so I would like to represent, you know, different kind of talents and just grow. Like, I'm all about growing people and, you know, helping them achieve their goals, you know. So, you know, it's going to be a bunch of different things for sure.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
cool.
If I could put this on here, I would love to.
Man, we'll send you all the, like, we'll do a bunch of, like, social media content stuff,
You're
like
the man.
some Instagram stuff, YouTube stuff. We'll subtitle the Instagram stuff.
You're
so
the
it'll all
fucking man.
We'll send it your way when it's all done.
Hell yeah.
might take a little while because we got all the content
All
to go
good.
through, but
Absolutely.
it'll definitely come your way.
You're the man. You're the man.
Hey, no, I appreciate that, man. I did want to ask you about your others. Like, you don't really have anything else going on other social medias for the most part. Like, you're personal, you're pretty much all in on Instagram.
Yep, all in on Instagram. Twitter is kind of crap. I don't even use Twitter. That shit's trash. Snapchat, I don't use Snapchat. It's trash. Ever since Kylie Jenner said Snapchat is garbage, it's like went down millions of dollars. So I'm not on Snapchat. Instagram is where it's at. So I'm putting all my focus there. You know, just, you know, I'm really out here in the streets and really out here moving. So, you know, it's such a balance, you know, and social media, some people get caught up in it, and there's so many people that hate social media, you know, is it real world, is it reality and everything like that. But I love it, and I use it, you know, the right way, and I don't get caught up in it too much, you know. Sometimes I get caught up like watching women on it because the women are like ridiculous on there. So I try to limit that, and I try to, you know, just focus on brands. But like social media is like the new Google. Like, I found out Trump was the president on Instagram. Like, I find out like if there's a fire going on social media. So it's like news for us, you know. And the kids these days, they're growing up like through social media. So things are changing, you know, rapidly, and it's kind of it's crazy, and it's for the best though. Like, if you use it the right way, you know, it's for the best, you know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I think you're completely right with like the new Google thing. Like, when someone tells me about a restaurant, I'm not Googling the restaurant, I'm searching up their Instagram.
Definitely going to Instagram. Let me see the followers. Let me read the comments. Like, you could tell so much about somebody just looking at just like the front page, just looking at that. You know, it's like the cover of the book. You know, I get to see, and then if I go in deep and I look and shit like that, then I could see. So it's, you know, Instagram is fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's like, but with that in mind, what would you do? Like, what would your move be if Instagram like shut its doors next week?
Ah, damn. Shit. Yo, I'll tell you guys a fucking story. So I was doing a photo shoot for this company called Koya, doing a modeling shoot for them, and I get a email from, I'm thinking Instagram. It says you need to update your profile picture, or you lose your verifications. And I got my verification, so if I lose that, I'm like, what? So I go in, and I'm doing this photo shoot, so I'm super busy, so I didn't even get a chance to really look at it. So I go in, log in my stuff, blah, blah, blah. So my agent, he comes, so I'm telling him, like, yeah, Instagram says some shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know, it seemed a little funny, though. So I show him his shit, so he looks at the email, and the email is from like a spam kind of thing, people stealing your Instagram and shit. So we went in, changed it super quick before they could steal my page, And then they end up emailing me back like, yeah, you gotta change it, blah blah blah. We didn't, because they didn't get a chance to get to it as quick as they needed to, because I changed it so quick. But it's crazy that people would steal your Instagram. They'll change your profile picture, you know, and take all your pics away, and there'll be a whole nother profile. You can't even find your profile. Change your email. That's fucking nuts. I was so like scared. So if like Instagram, like it's super key for me right now. It's key. I'll be okay because in real life I'm really dope and I have like a lot of things going on. But like to get to the masses and to get to people in LA and here and there, you kind of need that, you know. So Instagram, please just stay with me for sure.
Yeah, that story's wild though. Like, man, I've never heard of that before. That's
holy
crazy shit.
Yeah, they be stealing your Instagram. It's fucking nuts. That would have killed me. And I didn't get my True Religion. Like, that was before True Religion, before Banana Republic, you know. So, and I have some other stuff coming up too. So, you know, Instagram, I kind of need my social media, you know, and I built it up to 110K followers, verification. So I put in, you know, heavy work. So now I have like a lot of security on it. I have like 3 factors of security. You know, sometimes I even forget, like, you know, I lock my own self out, which is, I'm cool with that. So you definitely got to be safe out here. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's a couple other stories I want to hear about your social media, just from like me going through and like seeing things.
Yep.
I want to know the greater story behind the photo of you and DJ Khaled at his birthday.
Yeah. So that was really crazy. So I was with my uncle, Irv Gotti, out in LA. Diddy threw DJ Khaled's birthday party, star-studded event, like invite-only type shit. DJ Khaled actually was not really like that cool like that, you know, like he didn't want to take that picture. Like I forced him to take the picture. He was a little mad about the picture, but I put him on the spot. Like everybody was there, we're laughing and shit like that. And then we were gonna leave soon. And I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna leave this star-studded party without a picture with Khaled. So like at the right time, I just like called him like, Khaled, could you? And actually before the picture, I had like my cousin. I'm like, yo, get ready. Here's his phone, it's ready. You know, he's laughing, everybody's looking. So if he would have told me no in front of everybody, it would have looked crazy. So I put him on the spot like, yo, could you take this pic real quick? And then he gave me that look like, you motherfucker. And then he just took it, and that definitely took my social media, like, you know, up crazy. And that's definitely that's like some of the biggest ways to grow your social media is having pictures with like famous people and you know, like especially getting followed by famous people too. Like Skylar Diggins, when she followed me, I gained like so many followers. I have like tons of kind of celebrities, NBA players following me. So, you know, when people see that, then they're like, oh, this guy's following. And then their fan pages follow you and shit like that. So definitely partner up with, you know, famous celebs, you know, Salt Bae too. He was good for me as well. You know, I met him at Khaled's party, and then I went to the restaurant and, you know, built a little relationship with him and taking pictures, videos with that guy. Diddy, I was on his Instagram story, fucking nuts. So when he put me on there, I gained, you know, like 10,000 followers, like in a few hours. You know, he called me his nephew, like that shit right there. That's priceless. Like you can't buy shit like that. So, you know, gain followers that way. It's just been amazing, man. It's just been a roller coaster. Definitely.
Yeah. Look, actually, the other story I was going to ask was that video of Salt Bae that you'd posted.
Yeah.
How was his restaurant? Was it?
His great quality restaurant. The only thing is he always tries to feed people. And, you know, as a man, you don't want another man, like, he, like, dangles the meat over you and shit like that. So, like, everyone's always like, Salt Bae, get out of here with that. Like, just do your little sprinkle that you do, man, and just, you know. But his food is amazing. The buzz, that's crazy because he started on social media. I seen him, you know, doing that, and then he ends up opening up like fucking 10 restaurants in Miami, LA, New York. They're fucking packed. I went to New York to a restaurant. I had to wait like 3 hours to get a seat. So it's like the supply and demand. Like social media, when you get like, it gets you really hot, and then if you give people a great product, you just like really kill a market, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. Is there anything that Diddy taught you when you were with him?
Yep. So I I was in the car with him and my uncle, heading to, New Year's, because I did Diddy's New Year party last year. So I took an Uber with Diddy and my uncle, and I was in the back seat just fucking listening and just watching him close. I'm very observant. Just being around guys like that, like the biggest thing I took away was like they're regular people, super regular, but like how hard they go is like what separates them from, the other people. So like, finding a balance to relax and like rest that's no such thing, So like these guys are going hard and they have like billions of dollars and shit. So, and I'm fucking a small guy. How could I take a break? Or I haven't taken a vacation in a minute, and I used to always take vacations. That was the thing to do, fucking vacations. Now I haven't, fuck a vacation. Like if I'm going somewhere, it's like it has to be beneficial for my brand, So, just how hard they go, and the guy I work for, the CEO, Mike Rapoli, he's a billionaire. He's fucking nuts. This guy, like, his energy is through the roof. He's billionaire. You would think, relax a little bit. There's no relaxing in him. Like, he's a little scary. Like, he's like family to me. But, like, I've seen him, like look like he wants to kill people sometimes, because he has millions of dollars on the line. So there's, like, a killer instinct that these guys have, too. Like, you can't let people play with you and you can't be too nice. That's definitely something I'm learning, because I'm a nice guy naturally, but you can't really be a nice guy, That shit doesn't work.
Yeah. Is there any other situations you've been like Khaled's party where you're like kind of look around and you're like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Jamie Foxx, Drea is something I really like Drea a lot. She's sexy as fuck. So seeing Drea, who else did I see in there? Adrian Bronner, this guy can't want to fight. He's terrible. I told him, I'm like, yeah, bro, you gotta get it together. Who else was in there? Jamie Foxx, T.I., Chris Brown. And I don't really get too starstruck either, because it's like feel like I'm a star myself. So I felt confident and I was happy to be in it. I'm like, you guys should have been inviting me in this motherfucker. Like I'm like when I make it, like I'm gonna be like, you guys should have been, got me in. And people ask me like, how did you get verified? Did you buy your verification and shit like that? And I'm like, I'm the man. Like I've been the man. Like it wasn't like something where I'm like, I'm humble, but I know, my quality and I put the work in. Like I grind and go hard. So, and verification is something that you can't buy. Like you could buy anything in this world. So you possibly can buy it, but I don't even know like how that would even work or if that's even safe or anything like that. So it's definitely something that like I wouldn't purchase a verification. But it's just so funny when people ask me that shit, like, how did you get verified? Or why are you verified? It's something that I hear a lot. And I'm like, the first thing I do in the morning is I piss excellence. That's the first thing I do. Like, I'm the fucking man. Like, there's, like, I have, like, a charismatic personality. Like, I have a great charm. Like, connected to fucking everybody. I have so much things going on. But it's low-key, though, I kind of don't really know why I'm verified. Like, what the exact reason was. It's probably, like, a little bit of everything. Body Armor probably, like, helps tremendously. Partnering up with them and, owning a piece of that definitely helps. So, it's sure it's, like, a bunch of different things. And, it's just funny, with people and everything.
Yeah. It's like, what's next, man? What do you got coming up?
So next, honestly, I am working super hard to make the Forbes 30 under 30 list. I'm on that thing like a motherfucker right now. So this is my last year that I can make it because I'm turning 29 this year. Applications start in April. So, I gotta just gather everything up. Launch my Banana Republic stuff, some TV shows, probably like try to get a lead role. I think I have enough. I think so. But, I'm just going to push as hard as I can. But that publicity and that notoriety, Forbes 30 under 30 is something that I'm working hard on. Body Armor should be purchased soon by Coke, hopefully. So, waiting for them to, buy the 85%. Koya, the plant-based protein company in LA. I'm looking to invest with them. What else we got? Modeling, continue to work with Banana Republic, True Religion, just get more brands to work with. I have a shoe company called Finney Shoes that I'm invested in as well. That's a company I like growing. They're like Vans, but they have like 6 different tops, so you can wear them all different kind of ways and shit like that. So I'm so, interested in like startup companies. I love startups. If you guys will let me invest in you guys and work with you guys, I would love to. Like, you guys are super cool. So like, I'm always down like for startups and like vision and everything like that. So, definitely got a lot coming. No sleep. Definitely not going to be sleeping. So
yeah. It's like, what do you look for then when you're looking to invest in startups and stuff like that?
Yeah. So it's definitely the people, definitely the people first. Because there's so many, how many people have fucking amazing ideas, billion-dollar ideas, but that they won't be able to execute. So plans are one thing, having the people to execute them is another thing. So, just having the right people is like the start for me, then looking at the product. Like, I would invest in a person before I would invest in a product, because the person, you could come up, products are a fucking dime a dozen. We could come up with shit all day long. So definitely investing in the people first, and then having a good product next, team, reach, networking, and everything like that. So, I'm just looking to grow my team and just add really quality people to my team. So that's definitely what I'm, looking for next, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are some like really long-term things you're going after?
I would love to own an NBA team. That's my dream there. That's the top of the list right there, owning an NBA team. I need some NBA guys. I'm an NBA agent. My agency sucks right now. It's terrible. I have like maybe a few overseas guys, but I need to gain some more players. So that's definitely something I need to work on. I need to get that YouTube up, like you said. And probably like buy a place in LA soon. I'm living in Jamaica, Queens. That's where I grew up. So I'm living in the apartment that I grew up in as a kid. So I would like to get out of there eventually. I tell my grandma, like, I'm getting a little too big for this place. Like, people in the neighborhood are like, they're coming up to me and asking me so many questions. So it's getting a little bit like, you might have to move soon, kind of. So, but it's I love it though, and everything, just having people like, wow, this guy, like, if you can make it, I can make it, kind of thing. So, that's, that's that, but, just excited about everything, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's awesome. So with all the stuff you put out, like, what do you hope people take away when they see your comment, like, see your posts, read your captions? Like, what do you hope?
Like, motivation. I hope that they're inspired and motivated. Like, when I was in high school, like, I grew up, it was just me and my mom. My mom passed away when I was 15. She was everything I had. Like, me and my mom was like super close, like best friends. So when I was 15, she passed away like fucking tragically, suddenly, out of nowhere. So I'm like a kid, 15, playing basketball and shit. So I moved with my grandma. But it really drove me with the basketball. Like, I really like got like locked in with it. That tragedy right there. But like things like that, just like getting over things or just going through things. Like, I hear so many people complaining about like my mom gets on my nerve. Like, I'm like, I wish my mom could get on my nerve or something like just little shit. Like, just get through it. You know what I mean? Like, life is about getting through things like that. Like this week and like last week, I was a little depressed about the photographer that I had that I'm no longer working with. It kind of like depressed me and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I've been through so much worse and shit like that, and like, you're complaining about a photographer. Like, there's people fucking starving and fucking freezing outside and wish that they like could live a little bit like you. So, I just want people to just get through, whatever they're going through and just appreciate life. You know what I mean? Like, my dad, he lives in Jamaica. He was incarcerated for like 10 years and he got deported. So, like, I'm like self-taught a little bit. Like, I'm very observant. I pick up a little bit from everybody. Like, Denzel Washington has been a really good father figure to me, watching him in his movies, like Will Smith. So I'm taking a little bit from that, just like growing myself up as a man, which it's tough, but I love it though. I love being like that lone wolf and that self-taught leader. You know what I mean? It helps me in business like tremendously, so it's been a blessing. Everything I've gone through, I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't change a thing, as crazy as that sound, but where I am now and everything I've been through has only made me like a stronger man. So, you know, I just want people to just stay motivated, be inspired. Like, don't let nothing get you down. Just get through anything, you know? Definitely.
I think that's a good message to go out on. But before we wrap up, I want to do a Q&A.
Yeah,
it's just like random questions that don't fit in the regular interview. So the very first one is, what's a show you're binging right now?
Gotham.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I love Gotham.
Yeah,
I didn't get into it before. People used to tell me watch Gotham because I'm the hugest Batman fan. I feel like have a little Bruce Wayne in me and everything. So Gotham, I'm like, I don't want to see that shit. He's a kid, Jim Gordon. But then I started watching that shit. It was fucking amazing. So I'm watching that. The 5th season just started. I'm probably gonna just wait till it finishes just so I can binge it and watch the whole season for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite app that's not Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter?
Favorite app probably would be, and we're not gonna use like the bank apps because I check my shit all the time, but probably would be like Yelp. Like I Yelp a lot, like restaurants and shit like that. Like, where should I go on a date tonight? Or you could check movie times on Yelp. So definitely Yelp. I like Yelp a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who are some people that you follow you think other people should go and follow too?
Michael Rubin is 3rd largest owner of the Sixers. Gary V. Blaise Ffrench. But some guys, who else, like low-key people? So we said Gary V's motivating. Yeah, Gary V, Michael Rubin. Like, probably those 2 guys. I definitely would say those 2 are the guys for sure.
Yeah, what's the music you're listening to right now?
Music I'm listening to right now, A Boogie. I'm listening to Meek Mill, of course. Who else I'm listening to? My boy 20 Savage just got deported. Damn. Hope he gets back. Always listening to Drake and shit. Yeah, but like A Boogie probably right now. He's from the Bronx, so definitely gotta support my New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any books that you recommend?
I was gonna ask you that. I mean, I definitely need to read more for sure. Like, I've been like doing all this shit and everything like that. I kind of been slacking a little bit on my learning aspects because I'm so much getting into the experience of things and experience and failure and stuff like that. So I've kind of been slacking on the reading part. Like, I do have a master's degree, and that was like the best thing for me. I learned so much shit. So I definitely, I love learning. So I definitely have to get back into reading books for sure. Reading more books for sure.
Yeah. Gary Vee's obviously a good one. Good one, like any of his books.
I didn't even know he had books.
Yeah.
He does. Wow.
Yeah.
He's making a fucking killing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And like, we would say, what does Gary Vee do? He's a motivator.
I call him a businessman.
He's a businessman,
Straight
right?
up, yeah.
Got it. Like, it's so funny how people could ask you, like, what is it you do? You know what I mean? Like, kind of thing. Like, so what does Gary Vee do? Like, he's an investor. He's a motivator. Like, so don't ask me what I do. Ask, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you listen to any podcasts?
I listen to Barstool. I listen to the Rogan guy. Yep. My friend named Combo, he has a podcast, Combo's Court. It's a basketball podcast. I listen to that one. But so the one with Alex Rodriguez, that's the Barstool one. He comes on there.
I think so.
Yeah, so that one I like. Kobe Bryant was on there, and then the Rogan one with I listened to the episode with Elon Musk on there. Hell yeah. He's a different kind of guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What are some must-eat spots in the city?
Gotcha. Must-eat spots, definitely like Tao. Like, when we're thinking of like mixy, like kind of crowd and networking kind of thing, like Tao. Pergola is a really good hookah spot that's super mixy. All the Knicks go there after the games. STK is a super dope steak spot. What else we got? You got Philippe Chow's, your Chinese spot. Italian food, you got Quality Italian. They're really good. You could check out Salt Bae's restaurant too. That steak spot is super good. But New York City, the best restaurants are the hole in the wall kind of spots though, to tell you the truth. Like, those mixy ones are just good for networking, but the hole in the wall ones are are the best ones. You
Yeah.
know, definitely. Like here in Jersey City, they have like some good Spanish restaurants, like Cabana, I believe one Spanish restaurant is called. Definitely check them out. I think they Uber Eats. Yeah.
And I know all your days are different because you got so much going on, but do you have any morning and night routines you try to do every day?
Yeah, so I try to work out first thing in the morning. Definitely, that's really good for my mental. So I'm definitely working out in the morning. What else am I doing? Like routine wise, eating healthy. You know, like trying to be vegan. It's fucking hard. Shit. So eating healthy. Phone conversations, like, you know, with my team. You know, we're heavily on the phone. You know, networking and fucking on the gram. You know, first thing I do actually in the morning is Instagram. It's the first thing. Like my eyes are like one eye open. Like I'm on. That's how I wake up, on Instagram. Like looking at it and shit like that. And then going to sleep too. I'm looking at Instagram, falling asleep with that. So, you know, starting with Instagram, ending with Instagram.
Yeah, no, I hear you. This question I stole from Gary Vee.
Yeah.
It's what are you obsessed with? But it's not like from a high level. It's from like a very specific, like I recently got these new shoes and I'm obsessed with these new shoes or something like that.
Gotcha. So I am obsessed with right now, on a smaller level, I would say like, I'm obsessed with like being content right now. Like I'm usually a guy who would overdo things. Like if like there's something, I would take so much of it. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like cars or some shit, I always want the nicest car. Now I drive a Honda. So I'm getting obsessed with like necessities, you know, like just living to like what you need, like taking, you know, exactly what you need and not overdoing it. You know, like my goals have like grown and like I'm trying to be a billionaire. So, you know, I don't need to drive a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. Like most billionaires don't drive that kind of shit. And like, I don't need to dress like in the highest fashion type of shit. You know, so I'm obsessed with like simplicity right now, you know, being simple. Definitely, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it. Like I've seen it as like a meme, kind of like, but an inspirational meme, and it was like Bill Gates and a couple other billionaires, like $100 billion in a photo, zero Gucci belts in sight.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah, it's
just
crazy.
Yeah,
The loudest one is usually the brokest one, right, in the room. So it's crazy.
Yeah. What are 3 things on your bucket list?
3 things on the bucket list would be, one would be to own a yacht. I don't need a private jet. I'm not even gonna get there. Bucket list, definitely I need a New York City penthouse. I need that New York City penthouse. That's number 1 on that bucket list. So yacht, New York City penthouse, and I gotta take my grandma to Vegas. Yeah, my grandma's a heavy gambler. Like she raised my family off of gambling. She was a bookie with the horses. And she would hit for like 70,000, 50,000, 20,000. Just how she would like support us as like a family. So she's never been to Vegas, big time gambler. So I had to take my grandma to Vegas. Hell yeah,
That's awesome. I like that one.
Absolutely.
So this next one, you're going to dinner and you can take 3 people. It can be anybody. They can be dead or alive.
Gotcha.
Who would you take to dinner?
Mom Dukes is definitely first on that list. Dinner. Mike Rapoli, the CEO of Body Armor, he's second on that list. And third, we got Mom, we got Mike Rapoli. And I'll bring you if I could bring both of you guys.
Appreciate that. Man.
Absolutely.
That's
definitely.
awesome. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given probably be to stay humble. Definitely stay humble. I've seen so many people, you know, get a big head, and it's something I'm battling with myself. Like, you get some success and you kind of think like you're the shit. So like, you know, my team, they're very humbling of me. Like, I tell them like, yo, I just did this, and they're like, yeah, it's okay. You know, like they love to keep me like grounded. So like staying humble is huge for me, because I don't really look good bloating and like showing off. Some people do. Some people, like, you know, with lower confidence or something like that, kind of do look good doing that. But me, like, I already have the confidence. I already feel like I have a good look. So I don't really need to brag or boast or anything like that. And I've never been that kind of person. My mom always raised me to, like, you know, be friends with like the less fortunate people. Like in high school, it was like kid, like Michael Flynn. He was artistic as fuck, and people would make fun of him. And I told my mom, she's like, that needs to be your best friend. So we became like really good friends, and he was super good at math. He could fucking multiply crazy shit. So I love like partner up with like people with like a little thing off with them, because I'm probably a little off myself. So it just, you know, works out well, you know.
Yeah. What's one thing about you people wouldn't expect?
One thing about me people would not expect. They know that, you know, me and women are like this. Like, I'm really good with women. Something that people would not expect. Probably that, like, I'm really good at wearing a mask. Like, I have a really good smile. And I could portray that I'm, like, happy and shit, but, like, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely like hurting inside and everything I've been through. Definitely have like pain for sure that I'm carrying every day, but you'll never see it. I'll never let you see it. You know, I'm put my face on and I go out there and, you know, because nobody wants to see somebody soaking and shit like that. But, you know, definitely, you know, wearing my smile. There's definitely pain behind my smile for sure. So that's definitely something people want to know.
Yeah, but as long as you got a couple of those like key people you can kind of go back to, you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah. Being lonely and shit like that. I mean, but entrepreneurship I'm seeing is such a lonely kind of thing. You know, I used to have like 1 million fucking friends, and I would try to bring all my friends with me to everything I do. But you gotta be by yourself. Like, pulling up to places by yourself is the best way. You know, like, I get so far by myself. Like, if somebody sees me like by yourself and I talk to them and show them who I am, they usually let me like all the way in. If I have like 10 guys with me, you know, I can't get everybody in, but just you. So entrepreneurship, like being lonely, you gotta like cope with it and be good with it, but also have your team. And also, like, I call my grandma like fucking 5 times a day. I'm calling her all day, you know. So I definitely, you know, have my people and my family with me, but, you know, lonely a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. What's one thing that's so important everyone needs to know?
I would say love. I would say like showing love and just, you know, loving yourself for sure is probably the number one thing. So many people that don't love themselves, you know, and like, how could you love somebody else? They're getting into relationships and, you know, they're hurting and they're not loving themselves. So I would say, you know, self-love first. Like, take care of yourself first before you try to do anything. Like, before work, before anything, like, put yourself first. Like, pay yourself first. Like, you know, when it comes to bills, make sure you pay yourself first and then pay them. Like I always say, you know, you'll get it when I get it. Like, that's what I tell the fucking bills and shit like that. So self-love, love yourself. You got to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last question. I like to kind of flip the script and give you the question. What's one thing that could be anything that you want to know the answer to?
I would say, I would ask you guys, like, what would be the end goal for you guys? Like, where do you see yourselves like in 10 years?
10 years. That's a heavy question. That's one I don't usually think about a lot. Like, when I think of like the end goal right now, especially just in terms of everything we got going on right here, is to make this my job.
Got it. Absolutely.
Because right now it's not. But I mean, I'm striving towards it. I'm starting to see a little momentum building.
Yeah,
nothing that's gonna make anyone go, holy shit. But like some momentum slowly building, and like this trip, I think is gonna be a really big jump, like platform for it. So I'm gonna say that as like the end goal.
You ever seen yourself doing this? Like, did you know this is where it would be?
No, I always kind of like had like the want to be like a public figure to some degree.
Yes, sir.
Like, I've started 3 different YouTube channels and then didn't stick with them. You know what I mean? Like, I had a sports one that was probably when I stuck with the longest. It was like me just talking about sports news.
Hell yeah.
But it just like, I got to the point where I didn't love it anymore. Gotcha. And I was like, this is episode 28 and I'm still like, Hayden's seen me this whole trip. Like, after an interview, I just get like this like high.
I love it.
So yeah, it wasn't like the immediate thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like an interviewer. Yeah. But it just like, I started listening to a lot of podcasts. Like, oh, it'd be kind of cool. And I just, ever since I've been doing it, like, love it. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely wish I could get some sports drinks to you guys, like, and sponsor your podcast and stuff. You could say, you know, shout out to Body Armor and everything. You guys leave them. I'll definitely see if I could send you guys with some back, but it's tough when you're traveling.
Yeah, especially cross border too, right?
Definitely, they be acting a little crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely connect. I actually have T-shirts. I have these T-shirts downstairs.
No way.
So that's definitely something you guys could wear and everything.
100%.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, man, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come on this podcast.
Thank you for having me on here, man.
My pleasure, dude. Plug everything you got, man. Where can the people find you?
Find me on Instagram at Blaise Ffrench. You can follow Body Armor at Drink Body Armor. French Sports. You can check out Pro Reps. That's a fucking training company, the basketball training company. Shout out my boy France. He's my brother. He's a cop. But definitely find me on Instagram though, Blaise Ffrench. DM me. I'm answering all my DMs and everything like that. I'm not Hollywood or anything. I don't leave anybody on scene or anything. So definitely hit me up on there.
Really awesome. Well, thank you once again for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah, pleasure's mine, dude.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to everybody for listening to this episode. Whether you've listened the entire way through or you're only listening to bits and pieces, I really appreciate you taking the time to check this out. Do me a big favor, guys. Go follow Blaise on Instagram. I'll make sure everything's linked in the show notes down below, including Body Armor. And if you'd like to follow me, you can find me at the Jacob Kelly on both Twitter and Instagram. Thank you once again for listening, everybody. We'll talk soon.